Page. Hello, this is Z Scott, the SEO Queen, coming to you live here on Facebook and also freeconferencecall.com. I just wanted to say happy Tuesday to everyone, and I am here to answer your questions. One of the reasons why I'm so passionate about helping companies being seen and being heard and being valued online is because I know what it feels like to not be seen, heard, and valued. When I was building a company from the ground up, I built it from no recurring revenue all the way up to $500,000 a year in recurring revenue, and I was on food stamps. I was frustrated. I didn't feel seen, heard, or valued, even after I went to the owner of the company on 3 occasions asking for a raise. This situation made me very frustrated, but it also gave me the fuel to start my first SEO company. And now with the SEO Queen, which I started in September, I'm helping companies not only rank for keywords on Google Page One, but I'm also helping companies whose websites have been compromised to recover their data and to be empowered so that they can secure their website, secure their Google Page One ranking so that they can be seen, heard, and valued. I have a white paper that's going to be coming out soon about one of my clients in particular. I wanted to talk about that today as I'm waiting for the questions to come in. So before I launch into that, I just want to give people a little bit more time to sign on because I know some people signed on about 10 minutes into everything, but I just want to say hi to Akindele. Thank you so much for your thumbs up, and please, just inviting people here, let people know what's going on. Yep, so I'm here. Thanks for signing on. I know I like to start things right on the dot, but I want to wait and see who else is coming on because I know this is on people's calendars. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna get to it. So, as I was saying before, when I started my digital marketing career, I had no idea that one day I would be on food stamps. And this happened when I was working for one company in particular. And I have built the company up from no revenue to $500,000 in recurring revenue annually. And this number doesn't include special projects. It doesn't include website design. It doesn't include anything. It doesn't include application development. It doesn't include any of that. So, I went to the owner of the company on 3 occasions asking for a raise, and I was told no on all 3 occasions. So I resigned. And I left the company, and I tried for many months to work for another company, but I decided to part ways, and I decided to start my own company. So now I'm so happy that I can say that I'm helping companies to get to the top of their niche and get onto Google Page One and get that valuable traffic going to their website so that their businesses can grow and thrive now. And so I have a book. I have so many um, I have so many important announcements coming up. My book, SEO Training 2017, SEO 2017, SEO training for search engine optimization, search engine marketing for small businesses. This book, the title's long, and I'm trying to remember it, but the book is almost ready to be printed, and I'm so excited that it's going to be out and available in June. And so I'm really excited about keeping you guys up to date on that. Right now I'm working through the editing process with my editors, so this is truly a labor of love. I'm so passionate about getting people onto Google Page One. I see there's some comments here. Let me see. I don't know why I can't see. Oh, okay. Hey, Chantel. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Janine. I'm so glad you guys made it in. So, I, I just wanted to give a little introduction, a little um, icebreaker before we go into your questions. So please, 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 if you have any questions at all, just drop them in the comment section. And yeah, so I was so I I really have to express to you guys how much um, it hurt me to not be seen and heard and valued. This is why I'm so passionate about helping you and giving you value so that you could take your businesses to. Um, oh yeah, I think you could just share. You could just share the video or just copy the link and and send it to people. I think Janine, if you look at my timeline, you could share that post that I put on there about going live. You can invite other people that way. Um, and then I think in the lower left hand corner, there's an invite friends button, so you can invite your friends to this as well. So going back to that situation, I had to make a decision. I had to decide whether or not I was going to let. Oh yes, that's a great question. That's a great question, Chantel. I'm gonna get to that after I wrap this up. So um, I had to make a decision on whether or not I was going to let this business owner define my success and limit my success and what I could do. And that's the thing that's so great about SEO is that it gives you access to the over 1.2 trillion searches that are happening on Google in the US alone. So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. So this is the thing about SEO. SEO is basically the art and science of getting your website to rank on Google Page One. There's a joke that digital marketers tell each other over and over again. It's kind of like an inside joke. It's like, where's the best place to hide a dead body? And it's usually Google Page Two. Google Page Two. So you really want to get your website ranking on Google Page One because over 30% of people searching on one key term click on the first organic result. They click on the first organic result. This is free traffic that you can drive to your site. Now, I want to put this into perspective for you. So when you use Facebook ads or Google paid ads to drive traffic to your site, you can pay anywhere from $1 to $100 per click. This is just for that person to view your content. Now, you're only probably going to convert maybe at most 50% of the traffic, but as you can see here, you're welcome, Chantel. As you can see, by implementing search engine optimization, you can really get to the top of Google Page One and avoid all those expenses that come with paid ad campaigns and paid traffic. So Chantel's question was, are there any WordPress plugins that I recommend for good SEO results? And absolutely, I recommend Yoast SEO. Yoast SEO is a plugin that I have been using for many, many years, and it gives me phenomenal results. And I would highly recommend it because it even has an interface where you can um, uh, validate or verify your Google Webmaster Tools and Google Analytics within that. Well, not your analytics, but your Google Webmaster Tools. You can verify it within the Yoast settings interface. So it's really helpful. And then it also provides the code on each page that you need to put for as your meta title and your meta description. So it really helps to make the programming aspect a lot easier and quick to change and to propagate. Yoast SEO even has dynamic code that you can use to dynamically create your meta tags, so you don't have to manually go in and do it. Me personally, I like to manually go in it and do it. Some other clients I've had in the past, I've had to dynamically do it because the site was just that massive. But you should know that Yoast does have that capability. And when you're looking at, when you install Yoast, and they usually have meta titles, the meta titles and the meta description default settings in there. And they also use in those defaults, they use the codes in those fields on those pages. So you can see what the coding nomenclature is to dynamically place your metadata in there. So Shopify actually is another e-commerce platform. It's not WordPress based, but you can also dynamically produce your meta tags and your meta title and your meta descriptions within Shopify. So it's really, really, really cool to use that option. It saves time, and it's also yeah, it's great to put, if you know, for your website name, like when you're putting in your meta title and you have, you know, whatever your product service is, and then you have either a hyphen or the vertical line, and then you want your website name, you can actually dynamically populate that within Yoast and within Shopify, so you don't have to type it over and over again. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, great, 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 great. Awesome, awesome. So I think one of the things that's so important when you're securing your website and making sure, okay, it makes a little bit, okay, so when you're putting together your SEO campaign, it's very important to understand your target demographic and how they're looking for your content or your products. Now, I know Janine, I know you're in the hair product space, and I know that there's tons of people looking for solutions to help their hair grow longer, help their hair grow stronger. People who are looking for natural hair, there's tons of traffic, especially in that vertical. And so if you go to Google's keyword planner, and you can access the Google keyword planner by going to adwords.google.com. And this is the Google's paid interface for how you manage your PPC ads within Google. But you can access that information for free without setting up an account. All you need is a Gmail address. And so you take your Gmail address, log in, and then you just log into adwords.google.com, and then you just want to click in the upper right hand corner. There's some dots, so it's either three dots or a grid. You want to click on that, and then you'll see an expanded menu that'll come out, and then on the left you'll see Keyword Planner as one of the choices. So you want to select that. And so you can go to the Keyword Planner, and then you can select the country, you can select the county, you can select the state, you can select the city. There's a lot of ways you can slice and dice the data there. And so depending on who and what you're targeting, you can limit it to those countries if you want to search just in Canada, or Canada and the US, or the US and Canada and Trinidad and some other places. You can actually add all those different areas together to kind of see what the total search volume is. Does that make sense so far? Yeah, so, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you for the likes. Yay! You guys are getting out of it. So please, please, please let me know what any other questions that you have. This is a Q&A. I really don't have a lecture to give you, although I love talking about this stuff. I could talk about digital marketing all day. That's what I love to do. And yeah, so one thing that I don't think I talked about this a lot last week is the idea of backlink building. Now, do you guys know what a backlink is? Okay, so a backlink is just a fancy term for a website that links to your website. So the website you're trying to rank, excuse me, has, yes, I do have an ebook that you can download. Yeah, so you can go to www.theseoqueen.net and download my ebook. It's 101 Ways to Improve Your Marketing and Sales. So, so a backlink is how um, backlinks is, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. It's basically like votes. The more backlinks you have, the more authoritative your site is, the more popular your site is, and the higher it will rank. So one um, strategy that I like to use that is pretty quick to get results is to use social bookmarking sites like Pinterest, because you're killing two birds with one stone. So there's over 200 factors that determine how Google orders its results on the search engine results pages. So social signals and backlinks, those are two of the factors that Google weighs very heavily. So the more social signals you have, the more backlinks you have, the higher you will rank. Just those two. There's some people who just use those two strategies to rank their content. Now, I don't recommend that, but I've seen some people, that's all they do. There's some people who just do on page. So, I mean, depending on your time and your desire, you can do as many or as few strategies depending on how competitive your niche is. That is the ultimately determining factor. So when you're building a backlink, you can get a backlink plus drive some social signals by using the website Pinterest. Now, one thing that I would highly recommend for you to do, and this is really good for you, Chantel and Janine, because I know you guys have some really visually driven businesses that you're building. So when you pin images, you can pin images, and those images can link to pages on your main site. So you want to use that to your advantage. You want to use that constantly. Now, I think the limit on pins is you can pin up to like a couple of 100,000 pins. So even if you pinned your website like 4 or 5 6, 7, 10 times, you probably won't exceed the pin limit. So with that in mind, pin like crazy, because my research has shown me that Google indexes those backlinks super duper fast. So Chantel has a question. Can you use your own social media or link in a social media post as a backlink? And if people share the post with your link, does that improve the backlink factor? Yes. So when people repin your pin, that creates a whole new link on Pinterest to your website. So you'll like if you pin something, Chantel, on your Pinterest page, and I go and pin it to my page, that's two links from Pinterest to your website. That's two different links to your website. And so, Chantel, can you use your own social media or link in a social media post as a backlink? You can, I know Twitter creates its own links for tweets, so that holds through there. Facebook is more social signals. As far as using Facebook for backlinking, and I would not recommend that because content is much more fluid there. Yeah, so Chantel, I know you're gonna go crazy on Pinterest now. Make sure you follow me, TSQ Marketing Inc. on Pinterest. Yeah, I was on your Instagram. I loved your Instagram. You're so artistic. I wish I had like that visual artistic flair, but I'm a violinist. I can't get it all. Yep. So, you know what? That's a great question, Jesse. His question is, do social media backlinks have equivalent value to other sources, like local news, other businesses, etc.? I would say it depends, but in my opinion, if you're trying to rank quickly, if you can't get a link on like a CNN or New York Times or one of those top tier websites that have like millions of hits a day, along those lines, Pinterest is a great resource to use, and I think Pinterest needs to be in every marketing strategy, no matter what your vertical is. Now, when you talk about business directories, not all directories are created equal, because some of them you have to really look. If you go to majestic.com, you can use majestic.com to look at the citation flow and the trust flow on some of those sites that you're considering, because some of those links could be toxic. You could be building toxic links to your site and not even know it because it doesn't have a good trust factor. Pinterest has a great reputation. So if you have any doubt in your mind about the reputation of that website, don't build a link on it. Just don't, because it's better to have no backlinks than a ton of bad ones, because the the Penguin update is something that started years ago, but Google now takes all the existing algorithms like Hummingbird, Panda, Penguin, Mobile First. They clean out the results on a regular basis. They do this constantly. And I think an update just came out like last week. And so, what you don't want to do is you don't want to do anything that could possibly fall into the area that those algorithm sweeps fall into. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are using the best website for your backlinking. Chantel just asked me, what is my Pinterest? Yeah, so you definitely, when you're building backlinks, you definitely want to be very, very careful. Now, some people like to just take tools like use like Market Samurai or Majestic to pull all the backlinks from another website, but you have to be careful with that because a lot of these websites also have toxic links. So you don't want to just build blindly. You always want to check the reputation. You can use Ahrefs It's ahrefs.com, and look up the domain authority on a domain if you're not sure about it. You can also start a free account on Majestic, and they let you use it for, a few times a day. But I'm wait till my phone stops ringing. Okay, my phone stopped ringing. So you can use Majestic, a Ahrefs, however you say it. I'll just type it in. I don't know why I have a hard time saying that, but that's a great backlink checking tool. I personally, I use, okay. Also, we got a good question here. What are link wheels? That's like a little, that's great. That's considered a gray hat tactic. Um, Yeah, that's kind of an advanced topic, but I'm gonna delve into it. So bear with me, Sandra. So basically, when you create a link quill, you basically have your main site, and then you have your Web 2.0 properties that are like the spokes, and then you link all of those properties. You link them to each other and backlink to those Web 2.0 properties. Now, I think that strategy can work sometimes if it's done right, but it's really not encouraged by Google, just FYI. So you have to be very careful with that strategy. Does that make sense, Sandra? Yeah, I think um, one thing that I like to do in to kind of, it's more of a white hat substitute for link wheels is pinging. I like to ping the heck out of Google and online. I like to use Pingler. I like to use some other tools that are really, really helpful. Pinging and also the fetch bucket that Google has is really helpful because you're basically saying to the internet and to Google's partners through pinging and the fetch protocol in Google Webmaster Tools, you're basically saying, my content has changed, recrawl it. Because what you want Google to do, you want its spiders and robots to crawl your website so they can reassess the content every time you make a change. So another way that you can drive up the ranking on your content is making as many changes to your website as possible, as frequently as possible. So the more changes you make, it's a good thing. The more content you add, it's a good thing. And so going back to, yes, 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 absolutely. So um, one thing that I've had business owners have said to me over the years is, I don't want my website to look too wordy. I don't want it to be, too verbose, but, being wordy is your friend. And when it comes to SEO, you don't want all the words in one contiguous block. You can always break it up. You can break up the design. Um, there's no hard, fast rule to it. But what you want to always do, you always want to make sure your target key phrases are in the first paragraph, if not the first sentence of your content. That's very important. One or the other, either the first sentence or the first paragraph. And you also want those keywords in your meta description and your meta title. So when you're linking to your content, you also want to make sure that you're not using the same anchor text over and over and over again. So your anchor text is the text that is actually the hyperlink. Yeah, so this is a great question. If I could only use 2 or 3 simple DIY SEO strategies, what would I choose? I would build backlinks to my site using Pinterest, and then I would just create content that has value that people want to see, and make sure that my alt tags, my meta tags are all optimized to the hilt. This is after I did my keyword research. Does that make sense, Sandra? I'm just going to put this in the comments. And then okay, so I don't know if you have, Sandra, if you've downloaded my ebook yet, but I want to encourage everyone to download my ebook, 101 Ways to Improve Your Marketing and Sales. You can download it just by going to the SEOqueen.net. It's a great book. It has more information about me, my educational background, my professional story, and it has over 101 marketing tactics. And I even use it like if I refer to my own book as a resource. Like if I need another tactic and I already have a lot, um, to kind of give me some oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is a great question, Sandra. She's asking, I may have missed it, but do I need to include my website in my pins? Absolutely. You don't want to, if you have a website that you're trying to get more traffic to and you spend time on Pinterest, you definitely want to include your website and the pages on your website as within a board on your profile. And you don't have to use the image from your website necessarily. You can always go on to pixabay.com if you find an interesting image that you want to use there that you think would people would like and repin. You can always download that for free and pin it onto Pinterest and link that image to your website. So that's something that you can use. Actually, the um, the graphic that I used on social media for this Q&A, I actually downloaded from Pixabay. So you can kind of see the quality of the images there. Pixabay isn't as good as Shutterstock, but Shutterstock costs. And so I really highly recommend using pixabay.com for your stock photo needs. And again, Sandra, absolutely, the answer is yes. You do want to include your website on your Pinterest profile in the pins. And Pixabay. It's a B. I'm sorry about that. It's a B there, not a P. So yeah, so when you're um, optimizing your site to get more traffic and to get Google page one, you also want to use long-tailed keywords as well. Long-tailed keywords are typically uh, lower competition, lower search traffic, but the intent to buy is usually higher because it's a more specific phrase. So if you have people who are looking for red chairs, if you put in a red chair made of, I don't know, made of wood with metal knobs, or I don't know, just something like that. Just the more descriptive it is, the longer the term is, the buying intent is higher. And research shows this. So awesome. I'm so glad that Sandra was able to get that. Thank you so much. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining me today for the Q&A. And we still have some more time left, but I just want to encourage you to download my ebook, 101 Ways to Improve Your Marketing Sales. If you want to get to the top of your niche and get your share of the 1.2 trillion searches that are happening on Google every month, every year, annually, I urge you to download my ebook, connect with me, and I would love to continue this conversation further. And you are so welcome. We still have more time for more questions. You know what? Okay, Chantel, that's that comment. I was just talking to my friends, like I need to do a Facebook Live playing my violin, and I'm that's coming. That's coming. I'm just not just quite ready yet. I'm just not. I just got a new multi effects pedal that I unboxed last night, and I started playing it, and I was just like in auditory heaven. I was in auditory heaven. I was freaking out. I was freaking out. It was sounded so good. But I'm not gonna elaborate on that right now. Yeah, I could do that. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, Romando. Okay, okay. Okay, so Sandra is asking, is it bad to include my link in repins from others? I don't think it's bad at all. I don't I don't think it's bad at all. I think, if you repin others' pins and you want to edit the pin once you pin it to your profile and switch the link, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. The only thing I would do is make sure that the image is royalty free or in the public domain before you do that, because some people can be touchy about that stuff. I have one other really cool strategy that you can use on Pinterest to drive engagement, and that's creating a GIF. Now there are a ton of free GIF creators online, and I actually tested this out. And I think if you go to my Pinterest profile, you'll see an animated GIF on my profile. I think I pinned one. And so you can actually create your own little animation and pin it to Pinterest. And I'm really shocked because I just became aware of this feature this year, but it's been out since 2014. And I really haven't been seeing a whole lot of people using that feature on Pinterest. And so when you talk about images and you talk about video and moving images, everybody knows how powerful an image is, but a moving image is even more so. So I would highly recommend that as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I have some announcements, and okay, so I talked about my ebook, 101 Ways, and then I have SEO Training 2017. That's coming out next month. And then I have, I'm going to talk about that in more detail as the day I take possession of my hard copies draws closer. And then I also wanted to let you guys know that in August, I think around August 15th, I'm going to be starting my signature program. It's the Digital Marketing Academy. And you'll have the option to study with me personally, privately, And some of the things that I will be doing in this year-long endeavor is coaching you to be certified, whether it's HubSpot, inbound marketing, or Google AdWords certified, along with mastering search engine optimization as well. If that's something that you are interested in, please private message me so we can set up a time to chat about the program. Excuse me, I'm going to drop a link. I'm going to pin this link because I want you guys to see all the details on the Academy. I'm really excited about this, especially since I've taught at Simply Learn, and I've been teaching various topics and subjects for many years. But teaching digital marketing is definitely a passion of mine. Instruction, teaching in general, is a passion of mine, and so I'm gonna pin that comment. Yeah, so just check out that page. I actually have some slots. If you don't want to inbox me, you can also go to that page and click the button, and it'll take you to my schedule. I freed up some spots on my schedule this week. If you want to set up an appointment, whether it's to talk to me about the Digital Marketing Academy or your website, I also have time available for consultations as well. And man, so do we have any other questions? And yes, I'm going to incorporate the violin into my Facebook lives, per your request. Chantella Ramondo. Hey, Sheldon. Nice you can join us. Yeah, so Yep. So I'm really, passionate about digital marketing, and I just wanted to, be support for you guys because I know it's in this global economy is very competitive. However, you can leverage SEO for your business to stand out on the global stage, and so that's really powerful. I love it when I look at my stats and I see traffic coming from just so many different places. It's just like, wow. It's amazing to be connected to folks in so many different countries and cultures. And do you have any other questions for me? I'm good, Sheldon. How you doing? I'm doing good. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I'm so glad you were able to get it. Great, great, great. Thank you so much. Yeah, please, if you have downloaded my ebook and have found it to be of any value or help to you, please inbox me on Facebook or email me. You can email me at info at the SEOqueen.net. Let me put my email out there. Yeah, feel free to drop me a line and let me know how the book has helped you to get any clarity or inspiration or guidance with your digital marketing or just your marketing in general. Um, yep, so okay, cool, cool, cool. So I guess this is me. We still have a few more minutes. Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, now I'm going to be posting this video on YouTube, and if you're watching this in the replay on YouTube, I want you to please like my channel, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and please comment below. Um, yeah, connect with me on YouTube for sure. Yep, so it seems like we don't have any other questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the live stream if I don't see any other questions. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure and a joy to chat with you. And until next time.